Join me. You may be able to help solve the mystery.
WWE Champions reveal. Vest streaks, the bankruptcy, and Perjury.
Now, those of you who are longtime fans and viewers of mine know that I am a huge fan of pro wrestling. WWE Supercard. I started playing this game when it launched in 2014. Unfortunately, of course, then I got addicted to it. Started playing it far too much, and I was frustrated with the game because basically there was a paywall. If I didn't keep buying cards, high-level cards, there was no way for me to progress in the game without spending insane amounts of time, and I just got bored with the game. The other game that I started playing, I play a game called WWE Champions, which of all things, if you can believe it, is a WWE game that plays like Candy Crush. My favorite games on mobile are WWE Champions, which is the game that plays like a Bejeweled or Candy Crush or something like that, but has WWE Superstars in it.
You're pitiful, and you're gay!
Because I play mobile games, you know, I play this shitty WWE, game where it's like fucking playing, Bejeweled or Candy Crush. If you had to live in one video game universe for the rest of your life, which one would you choose? Oh my god. Candy Crush! Because I just like to crush candies with my bare hands constantly. I like to crush hard candies. Wow, what a sissy.
Playing WWE Champions while begging is bad enough, but 2020 saw some significant pieces of evidence emerge suggesting DSP has been wasting tens of thousands of dollars on this wrestling-themed mobile game. I will now quickly recap my evidence. Exhibit A. First off, he's admitted he has played the game, and the account was originally named They Call Me DSP, the name he chose on Twitter. After detractors noticed the account, the name was changed to The Gun Show, and then Down from the Rafters, while everything besides the names stayed the same. Exhibit B. This is by far the most important thing to remember. DSP listed on his public bankruptcy forms over $5,000 a month in business expenses. Everyone who watches his streams knows this talentless dinosaur does not put $5,000 of value into his streams each month. Not even close. So where is this money going?
Reviewing your filing, it looks like you stated here that you have about $5,000 a month in business expenses. Can you itemize that for me?
No, fucking shitty ass! It's the fucking detractors yet again. You know what? Fuck this. I'm out of here. Fuck this piece of shit. Shitty ass!
This seems like a sort of an attempt to back out of answering the very transparent question reviewing these files, which is that he has $5,000 a month in business expenses, which does not make any sense. I'm just asking you to explain your expenses.
Which we've done. So why are you asking again?
I do not see anywhere that adds up to $5,000 of expenses monthly.
And this question was never answered. He never actually itemized his expenses, and if he did, it was in private. Even if you don't believe the money is going toward WWE Champions, it still has to be going towards something. Otherwise, his forms are fraudulent, and DSP can be charged with perjury. What a fucking crook. Exhibit C. The Discord leaks. Discord gives each user a unique 4-digit identification number. When Ahmad decided to leave the pig pen, he leaked screenshots of some very offensive statements about a disabled chat member. More interesting was that DSP's ID and avatar matched that of screenshots taken from a WWE Champions Discord server. The writing style is nearly identical to the point that a text analyzer matched them with a high level of confidence. Exhibit D, the Line app. His WWE Champions faction recently required a third-party app which uses two-step phone verification. Nobody but DSP could have registered with this app. Exhibit E, By tracking playtime through the WWE Champions web interface, the account only seems to be active when DSP is on his phone or not streaming. Exhibit F.
I'm not gonna waste fucking time holding phones up and showing you shit. You're out of your fucking mind. In addition, like I said, chances are, what would happen? I hold it up. Oh God, there was something on the screen now that's more personal information that got out that they can use against me. Fuck this. And fuck you for even bringing that shit up.
As you can see, no single detail offers definitive proof. However, taken together, they stretch the plausibility of any alternative explanation.
Hold it!
Addendum. In March 2021, yet another DSP mod went rogue and released Discord chat logs. But this time, instead of just screenshots, it was whole videos scrolling through several chat rooms. The invite link was also made public, which I personally used to verify its authenticity myself before it was quickly deleted. He tried dismissing it at first, of course, but had to eventually admit that it was his. So, do the Discord ID numbers match? No, but there's another important number. What happened on April 13th, 2020? Exhibit G. There's not a single day's difference between when the original suspected Discord server was exposed and deleted and when his new Discord account was created. If DSP had nothing to do with the original server, there wouldn't be such a direct correlation. Clearly, he believed that by immediately making a new Discord account, he would disassociate himself from the compromised original server without taking into account the date created would still represent a clear connection. The server names also match, and the rogue mod himself verified it's the same account. DSP even privately admitted those were his leaks. Verifying the Discord account verifies the $40,000+ of gotcha game spending. By proxy, and is corroborated by the line account, unexplained expenses, and the original name of the WWE Champions account, they call me DSP. And most importantly, even if you don't believe this explains his massive business expenses, some less probable alternative does. Otherwise, it means DSP committed perjury on his bankruptcy forms. Through years of lies, deception, projection, and gaslighting, DSP painted himself into a lose-lose scenario where the consequences of revealing the truth would be too destructive to his ego or possibly cost him everything. In other words,
Good, now I'm away from that annoying fucking bitch of my wife, not my mom. I don't know why I said that. Oh, you're the only person who understands me. Hulk Hogan.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Oh my god! What in the fuck was that, dude? Holy fucking titty twisting, what the? Whoa!
Okay, now, Mr. Burnell, we have some questions about your income.
How did you manage to get that much money in the first place?
In particular, I remember that was during the vest streak, if you remember. During the vest streak.
What the hell's a fucking vest streak?
just imagine somebody asking you, what is a vest streak? The question alone is enough to make you facepalm. Because you know the answer is so phenomenally fucking stupid that it's hard to even believe. Alright, here goes. One day somebody asked DSP if he still had a vest from an old video. He then found the vest and put it on.
But wait! There's more!
DSP instantly sought to monetize this. It was new for a guy who goes so far out of his way to do nothing his audience wants. To do something, anything other than flat out beg for money. This very prospect of putting on a vest eventually replaced conventional begging. What sounds better to you? Guys, it sucks that I didn't get $100. Or, it sucks that I didn't get to wear a vest. This simple gimmick somehow managed to convince the Pig Roach Hulk to donate more money than ever before. And the vest somehow turned into some symbol of success. At least in DSP's own greedy brain. But, like everything involving DSP, the vest streak turned out to be 100% a lie.
100% a lie.
In reality, behind the scenes, chargebacks were nullifying tips and the streak itself. Instead of admitting the streak had been broken, he did not admit chargebacks had occurred.
You are fake news.
Due to this deception, the fraudulent streak continued to encourage pay pigs to keep it going, until it was eventually ended by, of all things, an infection.
Why am I toxic? I'm diseased. And it kind of sucks because, like, the momentum I had is stalled now because I was sick. So it would really suck if the vestry ended tonight. But that's it. It's official.
Only when the vest streak had eventually ended did DSP finally reveal that it had been propped up by fake tips all along. And the chargebacks themselves became a new reason that he needed more money, another addition to the list. The pay piggies didn't even notice since they were too distracted. Buy a new chair. Phew! So there you go. That's the story of the vest streak in a nutshell.
Are you fucking telling me right fucking now that the whole gimmick of this stream is so that you pay him enough and he puts on a fucking vest?
At best, it was a stupid gimmick. At worst, it was a gigantic fraud. Now you see why DSP thinks so highly of it.
I'm not a children's entertainer.
Imagine talking about the vest streak a year from now.
Flying squirrel suit.
Tevin, what's the vest streak?
Well, so much for the flying squirrel suit. Oh, come on.
It's when he got $100 per stream to put on a vest.
Squirrel suit and how to use it.
Wow, that sounds really dumb.
Mario game ever.
Yeah.
And then they
2020 was really
Mario,
weird.
so.
Okay, but seriously, DSP finally went bankrupt in 2020 after amassing nearly $500,000 in debt. Damn! That was bad news already, but this is DSP, so of course it had to get even worse. Bankruptcy filings are public, so the entire internet could see just how false and riddled with errors they were.
We're here to talk about a very special individual, a guy by the name of Darkside Phil. His credit card debt is just massive.
Yes, it's huge.
$131,550, and this is all like credit card debt, from what I could tell.
I have a general question. How important is it to get this initial filing accurate? Because you're reading it and you're thinking, this is bullshit. Everything is questionable.
He says he's not a sole proprietor of any full or part-time business.
That's wrong. It is a sole proprietorship.
So he just flat out.
Immediately, right off the bat, first checkbox, wrong. Demonstrably wrong. Can prove it's wrong in 30 seconds.
He lists himself as employed, but then he lists self-employed. I mean,
but what entity? Is he employed by the sole proprietorship, or that doesn't exist, or he's just utterly fucking confused by what to check for anything?
He doesn't list how long he's been a content creator at self-employed.
But if you listen to any of his streams, he'll quickly remind you.
Because there's an 8-year legacy here. My 10-year legacy, 11-year legacy, 12-year legacy.
So he knows, he just admits it.
Did you own a business or have any of the following connections to any business? Sole proprietor.
He has a sole proprietorship, and he claims that he's self-employed, but then on this part, he doesn't check the box that says self-employed.
So he says yes, but he didn't check any of these, so good job. But he does say Burnell Productions.
Yeah, that's the name of the sole proprietorship.
No EIN. Oh. Yeah.
How do you that's just wrong. No matter how, it doesn't matter what your legal understanding is, that is plain English that he is lying about. And he doesn't list his internet bills under utilities. Why?
Internet,
And I think some people were saying that he's clarified on stream that one is like a personal line, the other is a business line. Well, it's like, okay, well, you should be listing one of them here too. It's a complete mess. If you actually, like, if any of those banks decide to send anybody who even casually looks at this document, it's immediately obvious to a layman who has never heard of Phil that this is bullshit.
Okay, so electronics. No.
He claims on the thing that he has no collectibles and no electronics, which can be readily disproved by looking at any of his streams in the last 10 years.
He's
because he
borrowing
has shit all over the fucking place.
It's just borrowed.
And he has a fucking PlayStation virtual reality goggle set. Like, very clearly, he's lying about this.
Cell phone, which he doesn't own. Remember, he doesn't own this. According to himself, he doesn't own a cell phone. $160 a month. What kind of plan is that? No alimony.
Yeah, that's a lot.
For a solo cell phone, that's expensive.
No, it's just paying for cats too, and he's listing that, but she's not a debtor.
And then ordinary and necessary operating expenses. For his business, $5,243 for his business.
You gotta wonder what the fuck $5,000 comes from. So what the fuck is he buying in his house to operate a live streaming thing out of? This $5,000.
Well, he
Breaking colored gems, all right?
There is a checkbox. Are you dealing with a foreclosure at the current moment? And he says no. But the answer is yes, because the bank in Connecticut has filed a foreclosure on his Connecticut property, and that's what prompted his bankruptcy to begin with. There's a thing in this asking if he's received $600 in gifts. The PS4 that he has and the TV that he has were gifts.
Guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, I have a new TV. Today, I am using my PlayStation 4 Pro. I was particularly asked to not give them any credit or mention who they are.
People straight up gave him those things, and they are worth $600 by themselves. And that's another thing that he lied about on this form.
He's great. Collectibles of value, nothing. Doesn't own a single thing.
He doesn't have an entire room dedicated to his fucking horde of man-child toys.
We have here a model of I am having a brain fart that I can't remember this guy's fucking name. But on top is the bust of Shadowcat. If you haven't seen it yet, hubba hubba. Hubba hubba, look at the tits.
That doesn't exist. You can't go into his house right now and find it.
No sports and hobbies. This guy doesn't do or have anything. It's amazing. Homeless people who are naked have more than $500 worth of clothes, right? Like, that's, for example, like, does he wear pants? Does he wear jeans?
His jeans probably come from Goodwill.
Clothing, laundry, and dry cleaning, $100 a month. He spends, listen to this, he allegedly spends 1/5 of the amount of total clothing he has per month on laundry, dry cleaning, and clothing. This guy has more than $500 worth of clothes if he's spending $100.
Or he just thinks that he spends $100 on laundry detergent.
Maybe he's like the Rain Man, like Dustin Hoffman. He's like, how much do you spend on laundry? About $100. How much for your personal care products and services? About $100. Like, toothpaste. How much toothpaste this guy using in a month?
He has gout. He has to take care of the gout.
So transportation include gas, maintenance, bus or train fare. It's $100. About $100. And then $100 on entertainment, clubs, recreation, magazines, newspapers, and books. But he doesn't own any of these things. He doesn't own any magazines or books or newspapers.
And if he's including his gotcha game, it should be like $10,000, not $100. He skipped over the fact he has a big fat goose egg for charitable contributions and religious donations.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, I do give to charity sometimes, but that's none of your business what I do.
To spend only $600 a month on food. Personal and household items, $3,700. There's no way it's that low. I don't care what anybody says. Non-farm animals. He has a cat.
He has a cat named Jasper, and now there is the JQ, the Jasper question. Who the fuck owns this cat? He spends $100 a month on pet food.
Right.
How can this be?
It's other people's pets. He's a pet cuckold.
But he feeds them.
He's a pet cuckold feeder. So he's gonna.
Oh no!
He buys cat food for like his neighbor, and then he goes over to his house and looks through the binoculars and watches his neighbor feed the cat.
Oh my god! Everybody in chat, I want your participation. How many credit cards do you have? Phil has 14. I think once you pass double digits with credit cards, you might want to reconsider what you're doing.
God, that's depressing. How's he get these credit limits? Like, they are.
Because I guarantee you.
Oh, I know how. He goes in and he says, "Well, I make $10,000 a month."
Yeah, he does have a degree in business finance, so he must know what to say to get the good credit limits.
But yeah, so all of those credit cards add up to $131,550.28. God, it's a lot of unsecured debt. Oof.
What do you I guarantee you, when you look at the business expenses, I guarantee you he's including like the interest on his cards.
Yeah, I think he's including his credit card payments. I think that's the only way I think he's including his mortgage too.
Yeah, it has to be the mortgage. It has to be all his payments. All his payments for everything is included under a business expense.
Ordinary and necessary operating expenses. This amount is so close to this amount.
The limit.
I wonder if he's combining these and then double dipping on the expenses. Okay, so he makes negative $35 a month. Good job. He should probably find a second job. This is a huge lie. This is gross income.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. If you multiply his monthly income, his gross income by 12, you do not get 56,000.
Yeah, he makes this in under 6 months, according to his own calculations. So this is a big screw up. Good job, idiot.
He's begging for scrutiny when he really should not want scrutiny because he's under the limits for 8 different things. We know for sure that Darkside Phil is in possession of a PayPal account, but nowhere in this document does he mention that he is in possession of a PayPal account.
Yeah, I would consider a PayPal account to be like a bank account.
Like all of his tip money, every dollar he makes goes through that PayPal account. So it's a weird thing to admit, even if you don't keep money in it.
Yeah, he's still got to be making 6 figures in 2018.
Oh yeah,
to get a $15,000 tax bill. He has a $15,000 debt from 2018, right? That should blow a hole in his income and expenses argument immediately. Like that should make the court immediately suspicious.
He fudges everything, and that's why it seems like maliciously deceitful.
If the bankruptcy judge is paying attention, I mean, he's got so many red flags. It'll be interesting. Mortgages on other property. He has a mortgage on another property. That should be listed there. Real estate taxes. I guess he doesn't pay those.
It's not that he doesn't have them. He just doesn't pay them.
He has 2 properties, but he doesn't pay those real estate taxes. Someone said he stopped paying the mortgage on the other house in April, but he still owes that debt. Like, that's still an expense. No property, homeowners, or renters insurance. Wrong?
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's just wrong. That's just like anybody can look at this and say you have 2 houses, you pay taxes presumably on them.
Wait, so then he has miscellaneous personal care, miscellaneous and personal hygiene. That should have been covered up here. And it's also $100. $100 in pet food, pet care for the pet that he doesn't have.
He has homeowners on both. So I don't know how the hell he is claiming. I feel like we've spent more time correcting this than he spent filling this out. Because there's no way he's trying to bullshit the courts in 14 different banks. Wait, does he have a horse? Are you people full of shit? He doesn't have a horse. Where would DSP keep a horse? They're saying Cat's the horse. Okay, I got it. I'm one page now.
Okay, gotcha. Cat's the horse. Perfect. Thanks for walking me through the issues with DSP's filings. They seem to be a disaster. At first I was like, oh, there's some discrepancies, but as we go through,
no, everything's wrong. Every point of action can be questioned and scrutinized more.
However, in a year plagued with extraordinary chaos and confusion, DSP was granted his bankruptcy, absolving him of over $100,000 of financial responsibility, despite his forms never aligning with reality. If you're wondering, an investigation can potentially be launched into the circumstances of this fraud-ridden bankruptcy if the courts at some point decide to exercise their due diligence. If it's any consolation, the bank that owns his Connecticut condo filed for an exemption from the bankruptcy, and it was granted, extending DSP's financial woes into the future.
DSP streams from a webcam on a PlayStation. What is the business expense? What is it? Yes, I still question it. As someone who streams professionally, you fucking retard, I'm curious how he justifies $5,000 a month in business expenses with a shitty webcam, a PS5 that someone gifted to him, and a couch that he masturbates on. Where is the $5,000 a month? Who does he hire? Does he have an artist? Does he have anybody else? I don't even claim my artist's expenses every month. What the fuck are his business expenses? Please enlighten me. I make more money than Phil. I stream more often than Phil. I have better equipment than Phil. And my expenses come nowhere close to $5,000 a month. What the fuck is it? What is it? What is it? Enlighten me, you abject fucking moron. You ingrate. You fucking idiot. What is the $5,000 a month expense? Please tell the fucking chat so we can know why I should not laugh at DSP's $5,000 a month expenses when my expenses over the course of a year average out to something like $1,000 a month. What is it? What did he do that merits it? Why shouldn't I laugh at it? Please, put DSP's cock all the way down into your fucking esophagus and have it come out your vagina. And please explain to me, you're so fucking smart, why I shouldn't laugh at DSP lying about $5,000 a month in expenses. You're the fucking expert. Please tell me, the literal professional streamer who makes a shit ton of money doing this. Please tell me what it is. I'll wait. Oh, okay.
Conclusion. In the time I've documented the many sins of the worst streamer alive, Darkside Phil, I've seen a lot of people come and go. One of the things I've seen said by newcomers is something along the line of, I wish I could make that much money just playing video games. It's obvious this greenhorn doesn't yet understand all the parts of his soul that DSP sold just to create this self-imposed prison. By sacrificing his dignity and friendships, he has managed to turn his hobby, video games, into his job, and in the process has come to despise and resent them. Out of spite, he exploits the overwhelming generosity of the gaming community and the more gullible elements that reside among the fringes of the subculture. This exploitation goes to fund an addiction-plagued lifestyle far above DSP's means, talents, and abilities to maintain. At this point, if DSP loses his single largest contributor, an individual who happens to be a sociopath with a humiliation fetish, by the way, DSP would immediately find himself in catastrophic financial ruin. Obviously, that is not a life that anyone should envy. However, if you do find yourself upset by the absurdity of the situation, learn from DSP all the ways somebody can utterly doom themselves and do the exact opposite. That message is the spirit behind This Is How You Don't Play.
Oh,
Because
by
of
the
old
way,
content.
there's someone in chat I want to shout out. There is Ludwig World Order. Ludwig World Order made the best This Is How You Don't Play video about DSP for Bloodborne: The Old Hunters. It is a masterpiece, and if you just search This Is How You Don't Play Bloodborne: The Old Hunters DLC, Ludwig World Order, I think that's the video that's just perfect. It's like 45 minutes long, but it's one of the funniest.
I'll have to watch that one. So shout out, big ups to Ludwig.
Probably watch that 2 or 3 times, because my favorite bit is there's a perfectly edited part where there are 3 bosses at once, and he edits Wings of Redemption, this other fat guy I forgot the name of, someone's gonna remind me, and then DSP. Boogie? But it's just phenomenal. Sorry, I'm thinking about that video again.